Today I'm going to show you how to flash the Sonoff T1 switch. So I have here a 3-gang Sonoff switch. I can turn on and off 3 devices with this Sonoff switch, smart switch. It's a pretty cheap device. It's about, if you're in the UAE, it costs around 79 dirhams in Souk, but you can buy it from Banggood. I'm not affiliated with any of Banggood or Souk, so just for your information, as of now in Banggood it costs around 63 dirhams. That's around like $20 or something. So it's pretty cheap. So, and out of the box it comes with some Chinese software. It's not Chinese in the sense of Chinese written words. It has an English interface, and it does integrate with Amazon Alexa and Google Assistant. I didn't try Nest.
As a noun, assistant can mean a person who contributes to the fulfillment of a need or furtherance
Oh,
of
really?
an effort or purpose.
Okay.
As an
Alexa,
adjective,
stop. Oh. It seems I don't have to say that secret word. Anyways, so let's start. Now, I'm not interested in the out-of-the-box software that comes with it. It connects to their Chinese servers, and it's not pretty unreliable. I've tried it for a while. It does disconnect, and the commands are a bit slow. So I usually prefer flashing it with a firmware. It's called Tasmota. I will put the link below. So let me start unboxing it, and I'll show you the components and what do you need to flash it. So I'll pause it here. Okay, now I'll start unboxing the device. So what's inside the box is, okay, nothing else is there. Okay, so what's inside is user manual. Doesn't really matter here. Quality certificate. What's in the user manual? Okay, so it has some schematics. I'll explain that later when I finish flashing the switch itself. So this is the switch. You can see it has 3 buttons. You can turn on and off 3 devices, and it's pretty clear here. So you can put the load in and control 3 devices, load out 1, load out 2, load out 3, and you need a neutral wire. So many houses don't have neutral wires, especially here in the UAE, in the switches itself. So I'll teach you some very easy trick you can use if you have another power socket or any light next to the switch outlet. You can go away without a neutral wire, and it'll work out just fine. So as per the specs, you can see here it's usually it's just suitable for lights and what's up. It's not maybe it's not suitable for ACs and water heaters and such. It's just 2 amps, and it does support both Wi-Fi, BGN 2.4 gigahertz, and radio frequency. I'm just interested in the Wi-Fi for now, as the radio frequency is a good feature. Actually, you can buy some there are some remotes that contain multiple RF buttons. There's a remote that looks like a keychain. You can keep it with you whenever you want, turn on and off devices from here. Or maybe you can control it from the RF hub that Sonoff has. Maybe I'll show it to you on how to flash it in next videos. So let's start. I'll just disassemble the device itself. So I think I need a screwdriver here. I can just simply pry it out with my fingers. Let me pause the video here. So we're back. I'll just use this screwdriver to disassemble this piece. Just you put the screwdriver a little bit in and you pry it out from the, you take off the cover and the front, and here you see the control board. There is no mains in this control board. You can plug it, you can remove it from the switch itself. You can flash it independently from the switch itself. So here is the 220 volt circuit. So this is pretty dangerous stuff here. I advise that you just remove this control board, flash it alone. Don't try to flash it with the switch plugged in, and especially not with the mains connected to it. So it's just pretty plug and play when you finish. So let me remove it back. Remove it out again. So I'll use this board to flash it. Now, what's in this board is the buttons in here. One of the buttons will help flash this board itself, and there's a reset button in here. Okay, and where are the pins? Here are the pins. Okay, so you can see there's a VCC. This is for the plus 3.3, I think 3.3. I'll make sure of it. So you basically need a FTDI board to flash the device. So let me see, what did I set it to here? It's set to 3.3 volts. So that means this all the Sonoff switches basically they have the ESP8266 chip. It's not here, I think it's in the back. Okay, I'm not sure where is it exactly. I think it's this one. Yeah. Oh, how small it is. Okay, that's impressive because it contains all the Wi-Fi and maybe the ROM is here. That's pretty interesting stuff here. Now, and maybe this is the crystal for the 6.74. Oh. All right. Never mind here. I'll get back to the topic. So I just have to connect the FTDI board to the control board here to flash it, and to connect it. Some people like to solder a lot, so I don't really need to solder anything here. I just prepared this FTDI with the wires in here, so I have them colored, each one of them. So the VCC is simply the it's the purple wire, the VCC. It's connected here. Just if you want to. So the VCC, this is the VCC, the purple wire, and this is the ground. This is the ground, yeah. This is it. It's ground, yeah. So the ground is the gray wire here. So, and we have the TX RX send and receive. So simply I'll match the VCC with the VCC on the board. Here's the VCC plug. Okay, so simply I have to put the purple wire on the left and connect it this way here. Okay, this is sufficient actually. You don't need to solder anything. Just can keep it safely here this way, and I will connect it to a USB. For that you need the USB-B wire. So this is the Sonoff wiki. It's a very useful reference for all type of Sonoff devices. So I have the version 1.1 here. This is a reference for the old version. The good thing is that they put all the board circuitry in the front so that it doesn't get affected by the mains to 220 volts. You can see it's a very dangerous circuit here, so it's a good thing that they have improved it to put all the circuitry in the front. So, and the schematics here, you can see that the TX, this is the RX next to the 3.3 volt, and TX is next to ground. That was my 3.3 volt, so the TX is the white one and the RX is the black one. So the RX, the black one, is connected to TX in the FTDI board. Yes, RX is connected to TX. The black one is the TX, and the RX, the white one, is connected to, no, sorry, the white one is the TX, is connected to the RX in the FTDI board. Alright, that's good. So everything is well and fine. Now we want to flash it. So the easiest way to do it, I'll have to press the left button here and disconnect the USB. Press the so what does it say in the wiki? It says to connect to, so this is up here. I think it's from left to right. So this is the left button here, and press on the reset together, then connect the USB. Let's connect the USB. Okay, now it should be now in flashing mode. Okay, so it turns out the normal way to do it is not functional anymore. So yeah, I used to press this button and the reset, and then release, press both these buttons and then connect the USB and then release. That was the old way, but it doesn't work anymore now. If I press both these buttons and also connect USB, it used to just turn on the flash mode, and to know that you are in the flash mode, the LED was not turning on earlier. I don't know if they have disabled it or what happened exactly, but there is another way to do it, and this is a bit tricky, but yeah, it's possible. So you just need a jumper wire and connect it to ground in your FTDI board. See the ground pin? So I'll connect it to the ground pin. And see the resistor here, R19. I'll just have to touch it and then connect the USB. So it's gonna be a little bit tricky. Let me just put the phone in the holder, and I'm gonna do it. Just disconnect the USB, touch R19, then connect the USB. What made me sure it went into the flash mode is that the LED does not turn on anymore. So now I can upload the firmware. So you can see the lights are a little bit dim and the LED is not turning on. This means it's into boot mode. I'll turn off the lights just to make it more clear. So you see the lights are very dim here, and now at last the firmware is uploading. You can see the progress is going on, 10% I think, 15%, and the FTDI board is blinking. Alright, so you can see the FTDI board blinking here. This means it's working fine, and the firmware is getting flashed. zoom out here. Okay. So after the flash is complete, it will go into the hotspot mode, and I just have to connect to it with a mobile phone, for example, and configure it for the first time. So I'll do it with the laptop, and I'll do a screen recording of the laptop to show you how, right? To find out the IP of your ESP8266, you can either go to your router settings, or you can just simply it seems that 192.168, no, okay. You can just connect to the ESP8266 itself. Now it's completed the flashing, and I'll just connect to it through Wi-Fi. And once I connect to it, I'll know what is the gateway IP address, and from the gateway IP address, I'll know what is the IP that I have to access to open the web portal. So now it didn't go into hotspot mode because my wireless connection is already defined in Tasmota in the Sonoff board. So most probably it's already connected to my router. So I'll find out the IP from the router itself. I'll access the router, and once I open the configuration page, I'll walk you through it, what configuration I have to do. Alright, so now I'm connected to Sonoff Tasmota firmware, and I have to do the initial configuration. So I'll go to configuration, and most important setting is to select Sonoff T1 3 channel. The most important setting. Okay, so I just have to turn off and turn on Tasmota by disconnecting and reconnecting the USB. Now it's configured properly. I have 3 buttons to toggle on and off the and I have to configure the MQTT server settings. I'll talk about that more in one of my next videos. And configure also, you can emulate the bridge or welcome remote, so you can control directly with Alexa. But I found the most stable way to do it is to expose these buttons through Node-RED. I'll talk about that also through one of my videos. So that's it. Now we'll try to connect the Sonoff module back to the switch box and connect it to the wall socket. The board, I'll return it back to the socket. So these pins go here, and that's it. It's back. You can also optionally put the cover now, but it's preferable just to install it first. Maybe just to protect it a little bit from the electricity, I'll put the cover. Okay. I'll try to install it now. So this is the old socket. A good idea is to take a good picture of how the old socket was connected before disconnecting any cables. That will save you a lot of time to figure out to connect it back in case you don't want the smart switch anymore. Alright, so it's pretty tight here. I'll disconnect the cables. So I have a little problem in here. I don't have a neutral wire, so what I'll do, I'll take a neutral wire from the light above here, connect it to the smart switch. So this is what I've done here. I've added an extra wire connected to the black cable so that I'll have an extra neutral. Now I'll connect it to Sonoff to the neutral wire. Oh, this is the final result. The switch was turned off just for safety, changing the electricity wires. So I'll turn it on again. Okay. Now, if I press any button, it will turn on the correct light. Now I just want to show how it's connected to the mains and the sources. You can see here the load. How did I determine the load? I just used a simple screwdriver that has a light built in, so that I can know if this is really the load or not, because unfortunately all the wires at my house are having the same color. So I connected to the load. Oh, sorry, here's the load. So I've connected the load in here, and each of the light sources I've connected it to out. Okay, but most importantly, I didn't have any neutral wire earlier. So what I did exactly is I have taken a neutral wire from this light above, which has a trunk within the wall connected to the switch. So what did I do? I just taken one of those electric sharing sockets. I'll show it to you. So I've shared the neutral wire between the light and the switch, and I've taken the second wire that have been taken from neutral down to the switch. So where is that extra wire? Yeah, this is the extra wire. So I've pulled it down within the trunk and the wall, and then I've connected it to the neutral. It's better to try out the neutral and mains first, then connect the sources. So this is how you connect the Sonoff T1. And this is basically what I've used to share the neutral wire between the light and the socket, the switch, sorry, Sonoff switch. So I've put I put the source of the neutral wire here, and connected two wires here, one for the light and one going down to the switch. So this is the final output. You can turn off the lights in a very instant manner. There's an application called MQTT there. It's very useful. You can define MQTT topics, subscribe and publish to MQTT topics. I'll explain that later in a different video about the topic names and MQTT in general.